Hello! In this video, I'm going to give you a crash course on audio in Unreal Engine. I'm an authorized Unreal Engine instructor and I'll walk you through the essentials, from looping your sounds, adding automatic subtitle effects, adding variations to your sounds, and sound attenuation so that your audio feels dynamic and professional. And before we get started, if you'd like to dive even deeper into Unreal Engine, I've put together a free beginner course. You'll find a link to that in the description of this video. With that being said, let's get into the video. So, in order to import audio files into Unreal Engine, they need to be a .wav file format. And we can import audio into Unreal Engine by just dragging and dropping the file into Unreal Engine, or just going import and selecting your audio file. Unreal Engine does not accept the MP3 file format. We need to convert it into a .wav file format in order to have it in Unreal Engine. Later on in this section, we'll go over how to do that in case you don't know. Once you import a .wav file format into Unreal Engine, it will turn into this sound wave. And if we want to preview the sound, we can just click this play button and it will let us know how the sound sounds. We also have this sound cue. With the sound cue, we can manipulate the sounds we have a bit more. So we can combine sounds to make a different effect, we can loop sounds and do a bit more. In order to play a sound in Unreal Engine, we can simply just drag this into our level. And here in my level, it will basically play this sound. So if I just play my game, it should play that explosion sound. I can scroll down and I can also preview how the sound will be by clicking this play button. We can also adjust the volume and its pitch here. If we want the sound to loop, we can just go over to the content drawer. And if I just open this up, I need to scroll down. And if I just click this looping box, that'll make it so the sound will continuously loop forever. You'll also notice, as soon as I dragged my sound file into my level, it automatically played. If you don't want that, if we just go over to the details, right now we can see activation is set to auto-activate. If I just leave this unchecked, it's not going to automatically play my sound when I play my game. We can also drag and drop sound cues into our level, the same way that we dragged and dropped sound waves into our level. With sound waves, we can also make them have subtitles. So I imported this audio of someone saying, "Somebody call a doctor." So I'll just play it.
Somebody call a doctor.
And if, say, when I played the sound, I wanted there to be subtitles of what this guy was saying, I could just open this up and we can go over to subtitles and I can just add a pin for as many subtitles as I want. So at time 0, I can basically specify the text that I want to appear on the screen. I can do this for multiple different lines, but I'm just going to make it all fit in one line. So I'm just going to basically type in the text that I want it to say. So I'm going to type in "somebody call a doctor." And if, say, you have two sounds which both have subtitles, the one with the subtitle priority, which is higher, is going to be the one which is shown on the screen. So if I just save this, close this, and I'm going to just remove my explosion. I'll go over to my content drawer and I can drag this in. If I play my game,
Somebody call a doctor.
I can see the subtitles there. Now my subtitles were a bit small. If you want to adjust the size of them, we can just go over to Edit, Project Settings, scroll down and go over to General Settings. And we just want to go over here where it says Advanced, and you can specify the subtitle that you want to show. So I can select Roboto, and then if I double click and I open this up, I can change the font size of this to be bigger. I will need to restart my Unreal Engine editor for that to take effect though. Okay, but normally in a game, you don't want the sound to basically just play straight away. We're going to go over how we can trigger and spawn the sounds. So I'm just going to delete this. And if I go here where it says quickly add things to the project, I'm going to go over to volumes and I'm going to look for a trigger volume. I will just move it so I can walk straight into it. And I'm just going to go over to my level blueprint. I will just right click, go add event, collision, and add on active begin overlap. And if I just right click and I look for play sound, we have a couple different main ways which we can play sounds. We have this play sound 2D. This will basically play a sound that is not spatialized. So that will basically mean this sound will be heard at the same volume throughout the speakers of your game, regardless of the location or where your player character is positioned in your game. This is ideal for UI sounds or narrators. We then have play sound at location. Here we can specify where we want the sound to basically start. And then you'll also notice we have this spawn sound, 2D, and spawn sound at location. So the difference between the play sound and the spawn sound functions are the following. So if I just select this one, spawn sound at location, and then I'm also going to look for play sound at location. With the play sound at location, once we play the sound, we're going to have no control over it. We can't edit it or change it in any way. It's going to exist in our level forever. Although with the spawn sound at location, we can get a reference to this sound and we can maybe manipulate it, delete it, or whatever. So with the play sound, once we spawn the sound, we have no control over it. It will exist forever. With the spawn sound, we can access the sound and change it later if we need to. So when my player character overlaps the trigger volume, I'm going to play the explosion sound effect. And for the location of where we're going to spawn the sound, I can just right click and look for get player character. And then I will just drag off here and look for get actor location. And that will be where I spawn the sound. Okay. I'll compile this, close this, and if I play my game, let me just walk forward, and it plays my sound. Okay, so then if I just right click on this, I can promote this to a variable, and this will give me a reference to the sound that I just spawned. So that's the difference between the spawn sound and the play sound. So that's an introduction to audio in Unreal Engine. Hello, in this video we're going to go over sound cues. These are used to combine and modify sound waves to create new and more complex sounds. To create a sound wave, I'm just going to go over to my content drawer, and I'm in the starter content audio folder, and I'm just going to right click, go over to audio, and then select sound cue. I'll just leave this at the default name, new sound cue, and I'll double click and open it up. Now we'll have this graph. Here we can basically add some nodes to determine what sound should play and how it should play. So if I just go over to wave player, and I'll just drag this in, here I can specify the sound wave that I want to play. So there's some explosion sound wave, which comes with the default starter content. If I just select this and I connect this into output, and I just select this output, then I click play cue, it's going to play my sound wave. So we have these nodes here on the right, which we can use to modify how our sound should play. So let's go over some of the most common ones. If I just drag in this random node, and then I'm going to press Alt to break the link here, and just connect this into here. I'm then just going to copy and paste this, and connect this into here. And I'm going to then change this to be my explosion 2. And connect this into here. The way this random node will work is it's going to randomly select one of these sounds and play them. If say you want one sound to play more often than another one, we can just go over here where it says weights, and right now both sounds have a weight of 1. But if say I change this one to 2, then this sound is going to be twice as likely to play compared to the first one. We then have this randomize without replacement. The way this will work is this will basically randomly play these sounds, although if this is checked, it's going to make sure that once it's played one sound randomly, it will wait till it's played the other sounds in here before it resets again. So that's the way the random one works. Let me just delete this. I will drag in the concentrator and just connect this into here, and this into here, and this into here. The way the concentrator node will work is first it will basically play this sound and then it'll play this one. So it'll play the sounds one after another. So if I just click play, make sure you just select the output one, and then it will play the final result. If I just selected this, then it's going to just play this specific sound cue. But if I just select this one and then I go play cue, first it'll play this sound, then it'll play the second sound. We then have the mixer. So let me just delete this and I'll drag in mixer. The way this works is it'll basically combine both of these sounds. So if I just go play sound cue, it basically has combined both of those sounds. I'm just going to delete this. We then have the looping. So I can just connect this into here and this into here. And the way this looping will work is it will basically just infinitely loop the sound. Every time it's finished playing, it will loop it. If you want to specify the amount of times the sound should loop, we can just uncheck this loop indefinitely, and I can specify this. So maybe I want this to only loop 5 times. We then have the delay. So the way this works is we can add a random delay before the sound should play. So we have this delay min and this delay max. So I made this 1 and I made this 5. It's basically going to have a delay between 1 and 5 seconds. So it could be 3 seconds, it could be 4 seconds, it could be 1 second, and then it'll play my sound. If I wanted this to only be 1 second, then I'd make both of these values the same. So I'd make both of these 1 if I wanted it to have a delay of 1 second every time. I'll just delete this. We then have the modulator. So the way this works is if you play a sound, you don't want it to be the same every time. So if you just have the modulate node, this will basically randomize the pitch and the volume of the sound, so it sounds slightly different every time you play it. You can adjust the pitch and the volume min and max values, but this will just make it so the sound sounds slightly different each time it's played. So those are the main nodes. You may occasionally need to use the branch and the switch one, so I'm just going to cover these. The way this works is it's kind of like a standard branch. We have a true pin and we have a false pin. If this is set to true, then it's going to play the sound which comes out of true. If this is set to false, then it's going to play the sound that comes out of false. And if no value is set, that's going to play the sound out of parameter unset. And the switch node works pretty similar. Just to showcase how we implement these ones, because these need some blueprint code, I'm just going to do an example with the branch. So I'm just going to connect this into here. And if this is true, I'll play my explosion 1 sound. If this is false, I will play a different sound. So maybe we'll play the fire sound. Let's save this, close this, drag a new sound cue into my level. And if I just go over to the level blueprint, I'm going to right click, create a reference to my sound cue. I can just drag off here and look for set boolean parameter. And I want this one, set boolean parameter audio component. I want this to be true. For the in name, we just need to get what we called it. So my parameter doesn't have a name, so I'll just call it example. Copy this, paste this here, and now it will basically set this to true. Then I'll play the sound, so I'll drag off here and look for play, and that will play my explosion sound. I'll connect from here into here, and from event begin play into here. Compile this. If I minimize this, and then let's just select this sound and make sure it's not auto active. Then if I play, when I play my game, it plays the explosion sound. And if say I left this unchecked, then I go compile. When I play my game, it plays the fire sound. So that's the way that works. So those are how sound cues work. We can kind of manipulate the sound waves so they sound a bit different. Hello, in this video we're going to go over attenuation, which is the reduction of a sound's volume over a distance. So to show you what I mean, if I just go over to my audio folder, I'm going to just go to this fire sound and I'm going to make sure that it's looping. Then I'm just going to close this, and if I drag my fire sound into my level, what I can do is I can scroll down and there's this tab called attenuation. We just want to click override attenuation. We're going to get these little spheres. So what these spheres represent is how loud the sound is going to be. There's this inner sphere, and then there's this outer sphere. When I'm in the inner sphere and I hear the sound, I'm going to hear the sound at 100% volume. Although there's an outer sphere. Here, the volume will decrease to 100% to 0%, and how loud I hear the sound will depend on where the player character is. So if I'm here, then I'm barely going to hear the sound. Although if I'm closer, then I'm going to hear the sound a bit more. So if I play my game, I can hear the fire sound. And as I move further away from the fire sound, you can see I hear it less and less. We can also change the settings of this. So right now it's set to linear. So that'll basically mean the volume will decrease evenly as I move away from the sound. We also have this natural sound. If I change it to this, it's going to try and replicate how sound falls off in real life. And then the other sounds, you don't really need to use them. I've not really used them, but logarithmic basically will decrease the sound rapidly as you get away from it, then it'll slow down. Inverse will decrease it extremely rapidly, and then it will slow down a lot. Log reverse will basically decrease it slowly and then very rapidly. And then custom, we can basically, similar to the timeline, we can add points on our curve and control the fall off. But it's just recommended to leave it at linear or natural sound. That is good. We can also play around with the spheres. So you'll notice as I increase the inner radius, it will automatically increase my outer radius sphere. To control the outer radius sphere, we can play around with the fall off distance. So I can decrease this and that will make it closer. If I want to increase the gap, then I can increase this. So we can control these spheres. We can also create our own custom attenuation blueprint. So if I just go over to the content drawer, I can right click, and if I go over to audio and I select sound attenuation, if I double click and open this up, here I can basically write the settings that I want to have for this attenuation. Then if I close this, and let's say I wanted to apply the attenuation settings, so I've made this little asset. Let's say I wanted to apply this to all of my sounds, then I could easily just select the fire sound, and then we can just uncheck this override attenuation, and then I can select the attenuation blueprint that I made, and we can make it so the sound will use that. And then let's say I made another sound, I can make it have the same attenuation settings. So that's how sound attenuation works in Unreal Engine. Hello, in this video, we're going to go over how we can convert MP3 files into .wav files. We have two main ways. So we can just go over to this website, freeconvert.com. This allows us to convert MP3 files into .wav files, and it's completely free. The only thing is, if you do this too many times in a day, you're limited, but this is a quick way to convert audio into .wav files. A better way is to use Audacity. This is a completely free audio editing program where you can just download it. So I've downloaded it for Windows. Then let's say you have an MP3 file. What we can do is you can just open up Audacity. It will look like this. Then just go over to the MP3 file that you want to convert. So I'm just going to go over to this file of a cat, which was meowing, which I have made a download of. And then to convert this into a .wav file, I can just go File, Export Audio. I can go Export to Computer. And then I just want to go over here where it says Format, select .wav, and then choose where you want to export it to. Once you've got the file, you can just drag and drop it into Unreal Engine, and that will convert the .wav file into a sound wave. And now you have it in your Unreal Engine project. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out my free Unreal Engine beginner course if you're new to Unreal Engine. There'll be a link to it in the description of the video. Bye!